Come on. Hey, bro, you haven't happened to see my Karrion Kross ball anywhere, have you?
No, man.
Haven't seen it. It's just we're about to do the Night 2 show, and I have no idea where this Karrion Kross ball is. But I know for a fact you came in here earlier today. You have the ball, don't you? Welcome to 1, 2, Ooh. We are on our Night 2 WrestleMania predictions. Oh man, I'm so excited for this one. There's a lot of killer matches on this card. Let's jump into it. So we're gonna start off looking at the women's tag team titles match. You got Liv Morgan, Raquel taking on Lyra Valkyria and Bayley. Not amped at the way this match came about, just meaning like I really want to see like some real women tag teams that keep like kind of throwing together all these single stars to be tag teams, and that's how they're pushing the women's division. I can't wait for them to finally get some like real teams in this and really start building some stories. That'll be exciting. But this match, just look at the talent in this match and tell me it's not going to be good. I got Liv Morgan and Raquel retaining for sure. I do think there's going to be some weirdness between Lyra and Bayley, maybe a moment where Bayley can potentially go heel. I don't mind the idea of a heel turn here for Bayley. Think it's a great idea for the women's division. I'm a big fan of more heels, especially if you look at who all they may be calling up from NXT coming out of WrestleMania. I think you got to pull the trigger here on a couple of turns, get some more heels, incredible heels at that. You need strong heels. With a strong heel, it's easy to have really good title runs for people because you have credible matches you can do. But in this match, I think Liv Morgan and Raquel retain. I like them as the champions. They make sense. They're a lot of fun. Liv, unbelievable. Gets tons of flowers, deserves all of her flowers. Everyone always talks about how she doesn't get her flowers, but everyone's always giving Liv flowers. Liv is awesome, and I'm really excited for this match. I think it's going to be a great match. Let's jump into that IC title fatal four-way. You got Dom, you got Finn Balor, you got Penta, and you got the super freak Braun Breaker. This one was a tough one for me to really come to a decision on. But I think we're going to find out who that new member of the Judgment Day is potentially. And I think Finn Balor gets pinned by Dirty Dom because Finn Balor, we all know, is there to eat the pin. And I think it just ties into this story so well. You have someone like Dom sneak in, get a win, get the pin over Finn Balor, creates more drama within the Judgment Day. And I think this ultimately leads to a storyline where we do a whole thing with Finn and Dom, and it's just going to be a mess. But I'm excited for that. I think you got to take the belt off Braun. Let Braun be strong. Braun can look like a beast in here and get screwed over, and that's fine. Then start building Braun for other things. Braun is too good, man. He is just an absolute athletic freak. People love watching him. I'm excited when his music hits now because you know he's just going to spear the world. We need that, and we need it to start elevating some other folks on the card. We need a Braun Breaker up there just going nuts and going off. I wouldn't mind seeing him in the title picture. I wouldn't mind seeing him kind of mixing it up with the likes of Gunther and things like that. I think it'll be a lot of fun. So let's get Braun Breaker up there in that mix, and I got my boy Dirty Dom coming away with the IC belt. It's going to be an awesome moment. And my boy Dirty Dom finally getting a match here at WrestleMania where his deadbeat dad will not be there to ruin it for him. So I'm really excited for that as well. Dirty Dom's pulling off the win here. I really excited for that one because that's my boy. I love myself some Dirty Dom. All right, Logan Paul versus AJ Styles. This match, I think, low-key, is going to be one of the better matches on this card. AJ is just unbelievable. The match he had with Karrion Kross, it was so good. I mean, it's crazy because Karrion in many ways stole that show, but having a partner that you can work with in the ring like AJ Styles makes it that much easier to do something like that. AJ, a little later in his career, kind of on this quiet, silent, I think, retirement tour. I think Logan Paul pulls the win out here. I don't know how, but I think Logan Paul pulls the win out. I think it leads to more issues with Karrion. I think Karrion gets very mad at AJ over it. I can see Logan Paul getting the win. Maybe Karrion comes out, causes a distraction or something that gets in the way of AJ. Boom, Logan Paul hits him with the Nux. And there we go. We're now looking at Logan Paul with the win here at WrestleMania. I have no issues with it. I think Logan Paul is a superstar. I enjoy Logan Paul. I know everybody in the world says they hate him, but the man is a naturally gifted wrestler. I enjoy seeing him. I think he gets better and better each time he goes out there on the mic. I think he's getting better and better, more comfortable in his role. I like Logan Paul. I have no issue with it. I do think he beats AJ Styles, which I know is not the popular call here, but I think he beats him, and I think it causes issues with Karrion Kross and pushes that whole storyline. Now, Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest in the Sin City Street Fight. So this match, I wish they would have done bigger things with Drew, but I'll take what I can get. I'm pumped for Drew to be on the card. I thought all the talk about the bloodline hunting and Roman Reigns, I thought for sure we were going to have Drew against somebody involved in that storyline, but we end up with Damian Priest. I think it will be a good match. I don't have an issue with that, but I think Drew McIntyre wins. I think he pulls it out, hits him with the Claymore. It makes the most sense for Drew to win. Drew losing here doesn't make a lot of sense to me. You need to keep building Drew. He's great on the mic. He has amazing storylines. You can do so much with him coming out of WrestleMania, and you need to keep building him up strong. We've already had too many weird losses for him with the surprise roll-up stuff, and I think here you have to have him beat Damian. Damian's not really going to be hurt by the loss. Damian's going against a guy who's won the belt multiple times, so I think Drew McIntyre pulls off the win in the street fight. I think it's a great match, though. I think it's really good. So I'm pumped for this one. I always love me some Drew McIntyre, and this is going to be no different. I hope he throws a beating on Damian Priest. All right, I called this one the night they announced KO would not be there. Without a doubt, it's going to be Randy Orton versus Aldis. I see them announcing it on Smackdown this week. I've thought this would be the match the minute they said that KO was going to be out, and the only reason I think that is it would be a fun match, and anyone else you try to throw in here with Randy, it's going to feel forced and rushed, and this can just be fun. This, they've already made sense of it because Randy hit him with an RKO, talked about prepaying to RKO him, which is one of the funniest segments if you really think about that. Last time you find me, I paid an extra fine so I could RKO you in the future when I felt like it. Like, all this, why did you take that payment? Why did you let him prepay? You deserve this. This is your fault. But I think this would be a fun match. And I do think it would be one of those matches where Randy wins, but Aldis earns his respect and there's the handshake at the end. And I think it could be a fun story to tell there. And I think it'd be one of those matches that kind of breaks up the night from all the seriousness and all the straightforward title matches and everything going on. And then you kind of have this fun match where Randy Orton's there against Nick Aldis. And I think it could be a lot of fun. And they could do some different things with it and just have a good time. And it gets Randy Orton on the card. You have to have the Viper on the card, and this gets him there. All right, we got Io Sky, Bianca Belair, and Rhea Ripley. So Rhea Ripley got her way. Bianca's pissed about it. Rhea's in the match. But ultimately, we got this kind of angry Bianca who is coming out for blood. But nobody seems to be talking about Io Sky. I think Io Sky retains the title here, and I think this leads to a whole feud between Bianca and Rhea, because what I think will ultimately happen is Bianca has an opportunity to win the match, but Rhea causes it not to happen, and then she, goes after Rhea, does something, and then Io ultimately ends up getting the pin. I actually think Bianca might end up eating the pin here, and I think it will lead to a massive feud between Rhea and Bianca that we could build all the way to SummerSlam. If they play it right, they could really build this thing out, do a couple of matches. But yeah, I think Io ends up pulling it out. They're pushing that story really hard of her being the third wheel, kind of the forgotten one. They're pushing her in the face and pushing her out of the way because, hey, it's really between us who's got the belt. Io's the one winning the belt, and she's beaten Rhea multiple times. And I think that she is easily one of the best women in this division, and every time she goes out there, puts on a great show. So I got Io Sky pulling out the win, and I think it's because she's underestimated, and I think it's because Bianca and Rhea end up screwing each other in the long run. Io Sky gets the win here. All right, we're in main event country now. John Cena coming out to take on Cody Rhodes. For me, it's a no-brainer here. John Cena wins. I think John Cena wins because it makes history at WrestleMania, and it just makes sense. You put the belt on him, you give him 17, and you come out of WrestleMania with Cody in a very strange place where he doesn't have the title. He now has to chase again. John Cena's a heel. There's so many matches you can do with John Cena as a heel, with some of the other baby faces out there that we want to see, some of these epic matches. You know, you could have CM Punk go against him. I do think we see The Rock. I think The Rock comes out. I'm hoping we get to see Stone Cold Steve Austin. I think Austin The Rock might get into it a little bit, which would be really, really cool. But I think this is going to be, much like most of the Triple H WrestleManias, a great match for sure, but I also think there's going to be a lot of shenanigans at the end with a lot of people coming out. We'll see who all pops in there. I got John Cena getting the win. I got him beating Cody Rhodes, and I got heel John Cena winning his 17th title. And I think it's going to be an awesome way to end WrestleMania on this John Cena wins. And where do we go now? Well, that's it. Please like, subscribe, and don't forget to comment. I love to hear from you. I love to go back and forth in the chat. Tell me who you think's going to win. Where am I wrong? Am I crazy here? Which predictions do you not agree with? I'm sure there's a bunch of them that you don't agree with. Let's talk about it. But until the end of this weekend, WrestleMania, you know I'm going to be dropping my WrestleMania recap video. This is 1, 2, ooh, and I'm 8-Bit Mike.